From a frisbee machine to tractors that look like crocodiles, these satisfying machines will blow your mind, so sit back, relax, and be amazed. You probably didn't think that you'd be out here watching the making of candies from start to finish, but here you are anyway because you'll agree with us that it's satisfying to watch. Even though the machines are working as though they're tired, the slowness is part of the appeal. This is one way to paint a glove. Another one is by dipping. Some people think this method is unnecessary and maybe unresourceful. What do you think? With these machines, we can easily make multicolored nitrile gloves. Their precision makes sure that all the gloves come out with the same colors at specific parts. Is this an animation or a real machine on real land? We're leaning more towards the latter because it looks so realistic. In that case, this is incredibly impressive. Ever wondered how the feathers on arrows are so perfect? Well, it's thanks to this fearless man and his machine. Are those batteries, or are they just small metal rods? This is a manual press that you can use to reduce veggies like garlic into tiny shreds. This machine is used for harvesting, and its efficiency is just as impressive as its aesthetics. So amazing! Ever wondered how they install wooden fences underwater? Probably not, but it won't hurt to know. This machine is one way. So this is how plastic chairs are made. It's not hard to figure out once you spot the pattern on the machine. The workers must also be commended for their meticulousness. While you may think that these are crocodiles, they're actually tractors. It's hard to tell whether they're small or if it's a trick of space. Either way, the 5 tractors have impressive range and precision. This is the kind of blade they use to cut long stories short. Can you even imagine how sharp it must be? Let's just hope no one ever experiences it with anything but metal. The operator of this tractor must be commended. He's attained a level of precision that's hard to come by. It isn't all up to machines, after all. Edging isn't supposed to be a skill, but with this person, it just might be. How are they getting it so perfect without even a single mistake in sight? Watching this man edge with such precision can probably add a few years to your life. If not, it can at least take off some of the stress. Don't ask us who said it. This is a donut place in Vegas, and we don't even have to tell you, the donuts already look delicious. The whole process, from the frying to the glazing, looks absolutely enticing. And that's enough for us to fish out our wallets, if we're being honest. What about you? Do you like the shape of the donuts? What do you think it would taste like? How sharp must these blades be to split a log into halves just by merely touching it? It's impressive. Hands up if you thought this was a bike wheel under manufacture. Well, it's a cable case being weaved. We can't even imagine what it was like before the invention of this machine. Paint removal processes have a way of soothing you. Just look at this. But be careful, it probably doesn't work for tattoos, so don't try it. Want to bag some pillows or cushions and are finding it extremely difficult? Don't beat yourself up because only a machine can. So do your best and enjoy watching a machine do it better. Who knew they mass-produced ice cream cones like this? Not us. Having a machine do it sorta takes the joy out of it, but hey, we're not complaining, so long as it's delicious. Printing on buckets has never been easier. It barely even takes a second. If we want to talk about precision, we should talk about this machine and the worker operating it. The meticulousness and intentionality applied in this process must not be overlooked. We would let this machine and its handler handle just about anything. You might want to keep far away from this machine. The steadiness of the machine and the anticipation of what the product will be will not prepare you for the actual result. Yes, that is a chair. You probably imagine something different whenever your mind strayed to such random thoughts, yet here we are. And the man is almost as precise as the machine in the cutting. This brick removal looks like a glitch in the Matrix. This is how cinematic and soothing it is. If your mouth just dropped in awe, so did ours. This is an incredible technique that makes use of a vacuum to create neat products like this. It's used in making the parts of cars like the one shown in this clip. Mass-producing donuts has never been more appealing than in this clip. The dough looks like the thickest you might ever see, and the frying process is ultimately satisfying. The glaze is the icing on the cake, and we'd like to find this factory just so we can have a taste. Wouldn't you? We can't even begin to fathom how much calculations must have gone into making this intricate pattern at strategic spots. How did they figure it out? How'd they execute it? These are the million-dollar questions, but all we can do is give our kudos. Water dispensers are standbys in many homes, but have you ever wondered how they're made? Well, here you go. These eggs move like they have intelligence. If that isn't interesting, we don't know what is. The making of playing cards looks uncannily like the process of actually playing them. A plus for that trick. There's a certain equation at work here. We're sure of it, but we don't know what it is. How else will you explain the balls getting in? There's no worse task than folding laundry on a Sunday. This is a universal experience, right? Unfortunately, unless you're doing it on a large scale, you're gonna have to keep at it with your hands. This lucky man, however, has this machine for it. On the off chance that you don't know how to pour yourself a beer, this machine can come in handy. It fills the cup from the bottom through a strategically placed hole. If nothing else, it's certainly beautiful to watch. Who needs arm strength when you have this machine? And this is how they manufacture two-colored nitrile gloves. Could you ever have imagined it? We certainly couldn't have. Greasing metal and watching it become smooth is lovely, but watching a load of grease blob into a bucket is even better. How does a load of powder turn into hot, steaming plastic? Fire. That's the answer. This workplace looks like it has a lot of accidents waiting to happen, but it also has a lot of transformations. Moreover, with the right safety procedures, you can just focus on creating. Can you guess how much time it would have taken a human to wrap that bale of hay in such a pattern? We're not sure what the answer is, but it's a lot. This machine has incredible speed and precision. Are these guys making coins? Is there a high demand for fake ones that we know nothing about? Who would have thought that this is how reflective jackets are striped? We're just as shocked as you that these containers start as flappy little things. From what we can see here, most plastics start out this way, from chairs to kegs to water dispensers. The process looks easy, although we'll never know until we try it. However, one thing is clear as day: it's very easy to watch. We're not sure what's going on here, but we like it. You have 2 seconds to guess what these workers are making. Yes, those are plastic pallets. Watching people make any solid plastic objects is probably up there with yoga and meditation when it comes to satisfaction. Plastic pallets are used to store objects firmly, especially for transport, to prevent them from moving around while in transit. You've probably seen them before without having any idea what they're used for. If you move too close to your screen, you might get hit by these bamboo sticks. On a more serious note, you really could get bamboozled by this machine. Get it? This is an orange tree on the streets of Valencia, full and heavy with fruits. but climbing is so out of date, and now harvesting the fruits is so much easier with this machine. It spreads around the base of the tree and then shakes it up until the fruits drop into the container below in this colorful rain. It's so soothing to watch. If you think this is some sort of candy, pause and take another guess because it's not. We never thought this was how vinyl records were made, so join the bandwagon. The process is so satisfying, both the pressing and cutting. The result is also neat and colorful. We think everyone should try this out at least once. Don't you agree? Folding any bedding is gruesome work, we can all agree on that. However, watching a machine do it is a different ballgame. We're not sure why there's a need to vacuum seal stuffed bottles, but it sure is fascinating to watch. Do you have any idea why? The blades move so fast that you can barely see them. That's amazing. This is fascinating. But what could be so big that they have to wrap it this way? Tell us what you think. It seems Dr. Strange just got into engineering. How else would you explain this? Every beater out there with a ton of orders needs this machine to make their work faster. No matter how many times you watch this process, each time will still feel immensely satisfying. It's just folding a piece of metal into plastic, but it feels like a brain massage. Trust us and try it. If you can't believe your eyes, neither can we. It's interesting to see something so substantial reduced to an irregular mass of rubber, plastic, metal, and other materials. Is this better than scrapping? What do you think? Is this how seams end up in strange places, or is this man accurate enough to make sure everything is even? Our bet is on this worker knowing exactly what he's doing. If you are ever in need of stress relief, just visit a site like this one. Watching them crush cans into neat little blobs is almost like therapy. Trust us, it really does work. If you first thought that this was a huge cucumber, you're not the only one. But that is actually a watermelon, although it is an oddly shaped one. Have you ever wanted to cut a watermelon into perfect little slices? If yes, we're here to tell you that you might be able to. If we're being honest, this machine is fast, precise, and soothing to watch. But is the result attractive? You decide. CNC machining is one of the most fulfilling things to watch. Just seeing those shavings fly off with little chinks is satisfying. Do you have any idea of what's happening here? Who knew folding a mattress could be so satisfying? The smoothness of the movements and the eventual neatness of the whole package is so satisfying to watch. And if you've learned anything, it's that you can never fold the bedding the way your mom probably expects you to, because you're human and not a machine.